Hello students, welcome back to Fun Scholar Academy. In the last lesson, we have learned what are rocks and what are the different types of rock. So up to sedimentary rock, I have taught you. From today onwards, we will start with the examples of sedimentary rock. Okay? So first example given over here is sandstone. First, look at this picture. Okay, this is the Jaisalmer city of Rajasthan. Okay, if you ever go to this city is known as Golden City of India. Like you can see every building over here, including the palaces and every small house, they are made up of a golden slight color brick. Okay, this type of brick is known as nothing but sandstone. So sandstone is an example of sedimentary rock and it is a soft stone. Okay, and this city is known as Jaisalmer, Golden City of India. Now let's read. It is a soft stone that is formed of sand particles. You know that sedimentary rocks are being formed of what? Deposition of sediments. And what are sediments? Sediments are nothing but the smallest sand-like soil or sandy soil. So obviously, if you touch the sandy soil, it is soft and coarse in nature. So the rock formed by that sediment is obviously very soft in nature. Many of India's famous old buildings such as Red Fort in Delhi and many other places in Rajasthan are made up of sandstone. Just like the picture it is given, the city of Jaisalmer is fully built up of sandstone. In Bengali, there is a famous movie of Satyajit Ray known as Sonar Killa, where the boy was had the rebirth and he used to belong from this city. Okay, if you have seen, so you can relate to this. Okay, now next, conglomerate is the next. Just see the picture over here. So many different types of rocks are being formed. Small stones of are formed in this rock. Okay, why this thing happens? Because during the process of sedimentation, not only the sand particles but bigger stones also get deposited in a place over time. And when they are under pressure, they form a layer, and if you cut this layer, that is why you are finding here small pebbles in this rock. So this type of rock where the small pebbles are found or accumulated is known as conglomerate. It has rounded stones such as pebbles and gravel cemented together into a mass. It has coarse grain and can withstand weathering. Why they can withstand weathering? Because of these hard pebbles and stone present in between the sand particles. Okay. So it is used in construction and also polished to make ornaments. Again, if you go to Rajasthan, you can find this kind of stones are being used to make ornaments. When I visited Rajasthan, I have seen this thing, but that time I did not know that it was of conglomerate. But now I understand that it is made up of conglomerate. Okay. Now shell. Shell is formed of, just look at this picture. You can see how it is being broken into pieces. Okay. And it is also being formed into layers. Okay. So it is formed by the deposition of clay. Okay, and this type of rock is used in the making of cement. Okay, so let's read. It is made of solidified clay. Just now I have told you that it is made by deposition of clay, not sand, and comes apart in thin layers. It is used in making bricks and cements. Understood? Very easy. Now, limestone. So limestone, so first look at this picture. This is a mountain of limestone rock. Okay, and see it is whitish in color, and see formed in layers. From the picture itself you can say that this is nothing but sedimentary rock. These rocks are taken by the human beings and are being polished with wax and are cutted into a very regular shape. Then it is used in building materials. See, these bricks are made up of what? They are made up of limestone. Okay. It is a rock with fine grains that are quite soft. Okay. So if the question now comes that why sedimentary rocks are soft? Because it is formed of sand. Okay. Then obviously limestone and sandstone are soft. Then why conglomerate is hard? Because it does not only contain sand, it also contains stones and pebbles and gravels along with it. So that is why conglomerate is soft. Hard. And why is shell very soft? Because it is made up of not sand, it is made up of clay. So understood the difference between the four types of rock you have just read? I hope you have. It contains the mineral calcium. So limestone is the biggest source of which mineral? Calcium. And why do you need calcium? To keep your bones and teeth strong and healthy. To make your calcium, why do you need calcium? Calcium is needed to make our teeth and bones strong and healthy. This you have already learned in your food and health chapter. So, where do you find calcium? You find in rocks. Which rock is the most important source of calcium? That is nothing but limestone. Understood? I think you have. Okay. Why now the question comes that why limestone is our biggest source of calcium? Why do you know? Because limestone, when it is formed, it contains bones, shells, etc. of many other animals. And bones and shells are itself formed of calcium. That is the reason while limestone was formed as sedimentary rock, the bones of many animals, the shells of many animals like snail, turtle, etc., and other lobster, other animals got deposited here. Okay, and with time under pressure they were converted into rock. That is the reason limestone contains so much of calcium in it. Now let's read. It contains the mineral calcium and tiny bits of animal shell, which itself is the source of calcium. It is used in making many things such as whitewash, paint and cement, and also source of calcium. Please do note down all the important points I have told you, because you will not find this extra information in any of your book. Okay? Now comes fossils. You might have heard the term fossil, or you have seen Jurassic Park. What is the movie is about? The movie is about dinosaurs. So do dinosaurs exist with us? No. It used to exist long back ago. Now we can see only this fossil. What is the fossil? Just see the remainings of bones are being there of a dinosaur. So how these fossils are formed? First important and most important point. Fossils are found only in sedimentary rocks. Again the question comes, why only in sedimentary rock, ma'am? Because igneous rocks are formed from molten lava. And if dinosaur fossil would have come in contact with molten lava, do you think that they would remain intact? Obviously they do not. Okay. Second, sedimentary rock is a very soft kind of rock. Okay, it is formed under pressure. Mostly it contains sand. So even the pressure is high and the rock is formed, the bones and minerals and the bones are very strong itself, like stone only, as it is formed of calcium. So it is not being destroyed in the sedimentary rock, and in other rocks they are being destroyed. That is why sedimentary rock is the only rock where you can see fossil. Now, how these fossils are formed? Okay, for that I am showing you an experiment. Just see, I have a soft modeling clay. Many of you make different kinds of things from this. Now just see. This part has an impression of a flower. Can you just see? So what will I do? I will take this modeling clay and I will put it, and I will put some pressure in it. Okay? Okay? I have put some pressure in it. Done? Now I will just remove this. Can you see? The modeling clay has taken the impression of this flower. I hope you can see. And you know, if I keep this modeling clay in air, after some days you will see that it will turn hard. Okay. And if you again add water or something to it, it won't melt. Okay. So same thing happens in case of sedimentary rock. When if you consider these are the very soft part. Okay. So a leaf or an animal died over here, huh? Okay, and that impression remains. Okay, and even if it is being formed or transformed into rock, just like the modeling clay will, the fossil will remain intact in it. This is how fossils are formed. I hope you have understood. See, such a beautiful, it is being formed, right? So this is how fossils are formed. I hope the concept is very much clear to you and you will never forget. Now see, many sedimentary rocks have fossils in them because along with bits of rock, animal and plant remains. What does remain means here? Dead plant and animal. Get deposited during rock formation. The plant, they do not have bones, so only the impression remains. But in case of an animal that contains bones, the bone structure of the bone remains intact. Okay, it just acts as the sedimentary rock act as a preserver of fossils. Clear? I hope you have. Now next, what is metamorphic rock? Okay, igneous or sedimentary rock. When undergoes chemical or physical changes, they form metamorphic rock. Now, what does that mean, ma'am? Igneous sedimentary rock is going chemical and physical changes and forming metamorphic rock. Okay, let me take a simple example which you see in your daily life. You have seen caterpillar. Okay, suppose this is caterpillar. Okay, now what does caterpillar do? It eats leaves and leaves and leaves and leaves. After that, it undergoes into a stage known as pupa, right? And after some days, what happens from this pupa? We get a beautiful butterfly. So, in the starting, before this caterpillar, there were small eggs. Okay, these eggs hatched. Okay, that gave rise to what? Caterpillar, whose sole function was to eat green leaves. After that, it turned into pupa. Okay, and after some days from pupa, a beautiful butterfly was being formed. So, is the caterpillar and this butterfly are same thing? No, they are not. They have undergone the morphological changes as well as many chemical and physical changes. Obviously, the caterpillar and butterfly, they look different. Okay, its function was different. Okay, even from this butterfly, it cannot go back to caterpillar, right? So this process in case of the formation of butterfly from caterpillar is known as what? You have read this. It is known as metamorphosis. It is known as what? It is known as metamorphosis. So from this metamorphosis means something was at a particular state and after certain changes it got changed into something else. Okay, so change of an organism or change of butterfly from caterpillar to butterfly is known as metamorphosis, and metamorphic comes from this word metamorphosis, which means change in rock. Change in composition of rock. So, any igneous rock or sedimentary rock, they both change their properties and form a new type of rock. That type of rock is known as metamorphic rock. I hope you have understood the concept from this to what is metamorphic rock. Always remember metamorphosis of caterpillar to butterfly. Similarly, metamorphosis of igneous and sedimentary rock to metamorphic rock. Clear? Metamorphic rocks are rocks that are formed because of physical and chemical changes in igneous, sedimentary, or even older metamorphic rocks themselves. These changes happen because of heat and pressure. This is very important point. Example of metamorphic rock are marble, slate, gneiss and quartzite. Okay, now let's see. Marble. You have often heard this name, marble. Many of your floors are made up of marble. Okay, so just see what is this. This is Taj Mahal. Every Indian know about Taj Mahal. This full palace, this is basically a tomb of, basically a tomb and it is fully made up of marble. And just now from example, you have known that marble is nothing but metamorphic rock. So if it is metamorphic rock, then marble is formed of something else. It was something else previously and due to extreme heat and pressure, it became marble. So which rock it was? It was nothing but a sedimentary rock we have just read, and that sedimentary rock is limestone. Limestone is a sedimentary rock which undergoes high temperature and pressure changes to marble, which is metamorphic rock. So the question may come, from which rock marble is formed? Marble is formed from limestone, which is nothing but sedimentary rock. And after marble is formed, what it is called? It is called metamorphic rock. So best example through which you can remember is Taj Mahal. Even the floors and tiles of many of your house is made up of marble. Now let's read. It is formed from the sedimentary rock limestone. Marble is used in making statues and for other ornamental purpose like building this stone. Okay. It is quite popular as a material or flooring. Okay, flooring, I have told you many of your houses you have floor material as marble. Even in your bathroom also you use marble in the floor. Okay, good. Now slate. Again it is formed from some other rock. So it is formed from shale. And what is shale? Shale is again sedimentary rock. And what is shale made of? It was made up of clay, right? So the best example of slate is, you all have seen while you were small, you have start writing in a small blackboard which was entirely black in color, which was entirely black in color. Nowadays, artificial boards are being also invented, but is the basic blackboard of all the students, where you start writing your alphabets. Okay, this blackboard where we used to write A, B, C, D, and the side was yellow. Remember, in your childhood days, you have used this slate. So this slate was nothing but made up of this is slate. So remember this slate? So this was something that was made up of, or a metamorphic change of shell. Okay, this is the best example of slate. Okay, it is formed from shell, a sedimentary rock. I've already told you, like shell, it splits into flat layers and it is used to make bricks and cements and basic thing. The best example I have given, so you can write this one as best. Okay. Done? Clear? I hope it is. Now knees. Knees is famous for, see, there are presence of stripes. There is a presence of stripes, just like zebra. Okay? See? Black stripes. Okay? Just like zebra. So this is formed of igneous rock. Okay? And which igneous rock? Granite. It's formed of granite. Okay, now let's read. It is also used as a building material. It is used as building material. And it is famous for the stripes and used as building material. It is formed of igneous rock, which is granite. Okay, now let's read. It is formed from granite. I have already told you it has different kinds of minerals in it, which gives it a striped or streaked look. It is used as building stone. Okay, what is the reason behind this stripe? It is due to the deposition of different types of minerals. Different types of minerals. Okay, understood how different rocks are different from each other? Okay, last. Last is quartzite. See, so many types of quartzite are there. In other types of rock, you haven't seen so many colors. So the main first point of quartzite is it is various Okay, and it is formed of a very soft again sedimentary rock. And which sedimentary rock? This time it is formed of sandstone. Okay, quartzite is rich in what? Which mineral? And that mineral forms different color. It is nothing but quartz. Okay, mineral is quartz. Okay, now since under high temperature and pressure it is been changed into quartzite, so this can withstand weathering and erosion. You know, sedimentary rock, sandstone is a very soft stone, but after metamorphosis, what happens? It becomes very hard. So when it becomes very hard, it can withstand weathering and erosion. So what are the different types I have just told you? It is made up of sedimentary rock. Which sedimentary rock? Sandstone, which is very soft. Right? After going metamorphosis, it turns very hard in nature. That is why it is hard in nature. That is why it can withstand weathering and erosion. Third, it is of various colors. Which mineral is present here? The mineral quartz is present over here. Okay? And it is in this and it is used in various ornamental purposes. See, different types of rocks, so many colors. Obviously from this only you can say that it is used for ornament making. Ornament means something which is very beautiful, like colorful floor, walls, even jewelries. Understood? Okay, now let's read. It is formed from sandstone, I have told you. It is very hard rock, I have told you, and is weather resistant, I have already told you. It is used in glass and ceramic industries. Why? Because it is found in various colors and also in making jewelry and ornaments. Again, why? Because of the various types of colors are found. See, this is so beautiful blue color, this is green, this is pinkish, this is gray, this is brown, this is white. All these are polished and used in various kind of fashionable materials. Okay. So, your rocks are complete. Now comes minerals. Now you know that any kind of rock contain a substance that is known as mineral. So this mineral is useful for all living organisms, right? So let us read. All rocks are made up of substances called minerals. We know that minerals are chemical substances with a fixed chemical composition that occurs in nature. It is not man-made. It is created by our nature. They are formed due to natural processes occurring within the earth. They may be simple or very complex one. Okay, every mineral is different from one another. How? Because of its composition or chemical property. Understood? Calcium is different from iodine, which is again different from iron, which is again different from copper, etc. Why? Because of its chemical properties. Okay. Now in details how they are different you will come to know in your higher classes. For now you just know that each mineral is different from each other because their properties are different from one another. Okay. Now types of mineral. One is given over here is metallic. Another is given non-metallic. Okay, the basic difference between metallic and non-metallic is metallics are attracted by magnet and these are not. Okay. Details between metallic and non-metallic you will learn in higher classes. For now, you just don't need to know that much. You just know that there are two types of minerals. One is metallic, one is non-metallic. Okay. Example of metallic is magnetite, bauxite, and whereas gypsum, mica, etc. are non-metallic minerals. Okay. And this calcium, potassium, iron, iodine, also add iodine over here. These are important for all living organisms. Okay, in your food and health chapter, you have learned that how iron is important, how calcium is important, how iodine is important. Okay. Now comes magnet. What is a magnet? Magnet is a substance that can attract materials. Okay, it has two poles. This N is known as north pole and this S is known as south pole. Okay, you have seen compass. What is compass? It is used, it has north, south, east, west and a small needle pointing towards north always. Okay, it is known as compass. Okay, it is used to show direction. Okay, so you can see this compass is always towards north pole and it always wherever you take the compass it will always direct towards the north pole. So it shows the direction of north. Why always? Because in our earth the earth itself is a magnetic field. Okay, where you know in the north there is north pole and in the south there is south pole and this magnet always shows the direction towards north pole. Okay, so let's see what is written now. Magnet is a substance that can attract iron are called magnets. Other than iron, magnet also attracts substances made up of cobalt and nickel. That is why they can attract, because they are metallic substances. Because cobalt and nickel are metallic substances. Now, if you bring another magnet towards it, and if this is north pole and this is south pole, you can never attach this. This will always repel each other. Same pole always repel each other. Okay? Again, if you bring South pole and North pole together, always opposite pole will attract each other. Done? Now there are given that there are two types of magnet. One is natural magnet, one is man-made. So man-made magnet is this one given, and natural magnet I have already told you that our earth itself is a magnetic field. Understood? Clear? Now next. Natural magnets are found in nature, for example, magnetite. So what is the other name of natural magnet? It is magnetite. Okay, this is very important for your exam. It is believed to have been discovered by Greek shepherd named Magnus. That's why the name is magnet, because Magnus was the one who found magnet. Okay. Human made magnets are made up of iron, nickel or cobalt. Magnet comes in various shape and size. See, this is horse shoe magnet. Why it is horseshoe? Because this round magnet is fixed in the paw of horse during horse racing. Okay, and it helps the horse to walk on that uneven floor easily. Magnet comes in different shapes and sizes. All magnets have two ends, North Pole and South Pole. This I have already told you. The North Pole is marked as N, you have seen this, and South Pole as S on a human made magnet. Understood? Now uses of mineral. The uses of mineral mostly you have learned in your already food and health chapter, so you can watch that video again. Apart from that, just now you have seen use of mineral is one, magnet, building material, okay, then cement making, etc., etc. So let's see what is given. We use various minerals in different forms in our daily life. Minerals are used as building materials. Certain minerals such as gypsum and calcite are used to make building materials such as mortar, cement and concrete. Minerals give us useful metals. Several minerals or group of minerals are rich in metal. For example is magnetite, this you have already learned, rich in iron, and bauxite is rich in aluminium, which is used to make daily needed materials. You have heard aluminium, foil, utensils. Then iron is used to make doors, windows, machines, etc. Such minerals are called ores. So what is ore? Like ore is a that is rich in mineral like magnetite gives iron to us. Okay, again bauxite is a source of aluminium to us. Okay, so this is very important question. They will ask you iron is obtained from, the answer will be magnetite. What is ore? Ore is a substance that is very rich in a particular mineral. In a particular mineral. Now, the question will be bauxite is a source of which mineral? So, it is a source of aluminium. Then aluminium is found in which ore? Aluminium is found in bauxite. So, bauxite is the ore and aluminium is the mineral. Clear? Similarly, magnetite is the ore of which mineral? Iron. Now let me revise again. Okay? Ore is a substance which is rich in a particular mineral. Like bauxite. Bauxite is a ore. So it is rich in which particular mineral? It is rich in aluminium. Again, magnetite is a ore. Magnetite is a ore means it is obviously rich in another mineral. Which mineral is magnetite rich in? Magnetite is rich in nothing but iron. Okay. Now what is the function of iron? Function of iron in our daily life is making of door, window, machines, etc., etc., etc. in case of iron. And what is the function of aluminium? Aluminium, you have heard aluminium foil, it is used to preserve food. Again, making of utensils. Okay, clear? So, these two are given over here. These ores are used in extracting metals which are further used in making utensils, machine parts, electronic wares, coaches of train, airplanes, etc. I have already told you this. Precious minerals such as precious metals such as gold, silver and platinum are used for what? You already know. It is made for making of jewelry. Okay? Understood? I hope you have understood the difference between ore and mineral. Understood? Clear? If you are facing any problem, then please watch the video again. Several attractive minerals such as diamond, ruby, emerald, sapphire, etc. are used as gemstone. Again, making of jewelries. Okay. These minerals are formed in the form of crystals. What is a crystal? Crystal is a substance that is of a particular geometric shape, often like this or like this or like this. Okay, so crystal is a substance that is of a particular geographical shape. Okay, See this kite shaped or oval or round, etc. etc. And they are polished so that they give you shine and reflect light. When polished, they appear beautiful and shiny, hence they are used in making jewelry. Diamond, when found, it is not shiny, okay? It is being polished, then it gives that luster, okay? If you can see this stone, see, it is shiny because it is being made or cut and polished into such a structure that it will reflect light. Okay, understood? Okay, this time things you can find in your home. Your mother, father, or elder brother, sister, grandmother, grandsister all have jewelry, so you can see how these are used. See, this is red diamond, so many blue garnet, ruby, platinum, gold, so many varieties of minerals are there which are very expensive, and all these are used for making jewelry, right? Okay. Okay, now there are some minerals which are used as fertilizers. Why minerals are used in fertilizer? In the agriculture chapters, you already know that plants require mineral for their growth and development just like we do. So that is why fertilizers add these minerals to the soil, and from soil the plants absorb it, and when we eat those or any other animal eat feed on those, we get that mineral. Okay, some minerals such as sulfates and nitrates are added to fertilizers to the soil. Fertilizers help plant to grow better. Rock salt, chalk and talcum powders are obtained from minerals too. Rock salt is, in Bengali you say this, beet noon. Chalk, you have often seen your teacher to use chalk in the blackboard, and talcum powder you use during the summer days. So these are also obtained from mineral, and sulfates and nitrates are added as fertilizers to soil because sulfates and nitrates are deficient in the soil. So that is why they are added and they are needed for every plant to grow better and properly. See, so many fertilizers name are given. Tomato fertilizer, blueberry fertilizer, then fertilizer for flowering bird, etc. 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 Understood? Okay. Now, as a part of diet, this you have already know: calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, phosphorus. Apart from that, iron, iodine. These are very important. Our body needs certain minerals such as calcium, sodium, iron in very small quantities for the healthy functioning. If you are not provided with this type of minerals, what will happen? You will have deficiency of minerals, which will ultimately lead to disease. That is why minerals plus vitamins, both are known as what? They are known as protective food, because They protect you. They protect us from falling ill. Okay? That is why minerals and along with vitamins, because this is not a vitamin chapter, so we are reading about vitamins, but in the food chapter you have learned about vitamins. So both are known as protective food. They are both necessary. Okay, iron, calcium, chlorine, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, iodine, everything is needed in small quantities for our body to function properly. If we don't take, what will happen? Deficiency of minerals will occur, which will lead to disease like goiter, anemia, etc. And that is why along with minerals also vitamins are included. Both are known as protective food. So if the question is asked what is protective food and which component of food is known as protective food, don't only answer mineral but add vitamins to it. Okay, so this is very important point and please note it down. Okay, because a question will come from this. Okay, both in your olympiad and your school level. Okay, now coal and petroleum. So before proceeding with this, I will show you a video. Okay.
Studied in our last two videos, the formation of coal and its byproducts, right? In this video, we will study the formation of another rich fuel we call petroleum. Which fuel do the automobiles and heavy vehicles use? Our cars run on petrol and many heavy vehicles run on diesel. And where do you think both these are obtained from? Both these fuels come from petroleum. You can guess how important it is. How is this invaluable resource formed? Do we have vast extensive reserves of this precious fuel? Unfortunately, we don't. Petroleum is found in limited reserves on the earth. But how did petroleum come into existence? Petroleum is found in the oceans and in the sea. It was formed when aquatic organisms died and their bodies settled at the bottom. These bodies were then covered with layers and layers of sand and clay. What happened then? Over millions of years, the high pressure and high temperature caused the decay and compression of the dead matter. And remember, there was no air. In the absence of air, this material got slowly converted into a substance called kerogen. As time passes by, kerogen further gets compressed to form a black liquid. This black liquid, formed after millions of years, is what we call petroleum. Apart from forming oil, this compression also forms gas at times. Now, as petroleum is in the liquid state, it rises in the porous rocks above the water. Why do you think this happens? Simple physics. The density of water is more than that of oil, which means that oil is lighter than water. This is what then causes oil to ooze out onto the land sometimes. So these are called as natural reservoirs of petroleum. If petroleum doesn't find its way up, how do we then get to these reserves? Petroleum is stored in the small pores of rock. Sometimes when it's on the way to the top, it is then blocked by an impermeable layer of rock. This rock doesn't allow petroleum to ooze out onto the surface. These reservoirs are then tapped into by big companies. The reserves are drilled from the underground reservoirs. Without a doubt, the petroleum drawn out will not be free of impurities, which is why the petroleum goes through refineries to undergo the process of refinement. Petroleum is a dark oily liquid with an unpleasant odor. It is a mixture of several components like petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, and many more. This petroleum then undergoes the process of fractional distillation. Do you know how this process works? For that, we will have to look at the insides of a petroleum refinery. Before we go there, do you know why petroleum is also known as black gold? Hold on to that thought. When we have gone through the next lesson, I'm sure you will have an answer to that question.
Say another video. Okay, after you watch the video, I will explain the thing to you.
Like different types of coal? Yes, different varieties of coal have different quality. The coal which has the highest carbon content is said to be the best among all coal types. Anthracite is the best coal with the highest carbon content. It is the oldest coal and is subjected to high pressure and temperature as compared to the other types of coal. What follows are bituminous coal and lignite. There are several subtypes in between these rock types depending on the carbon content. However, we will not be studying them in this lesson. You can look up some reliable sources in case this topic interests you. What we are going to look at now are the products obtained from coal after processing it in the industries. The three.
Okay, so you won't be needing so much of details. Let me go back to the slide. Okay. So you have just seen the video of coal and petroleum. Okay, what is this? See, this is a burning coal. So what does coal and petroleum mainly used? How do you come to know about coal and petroleum? You often know that it is used as fuel. What is fuel? Something that is burned to give energy. What? Energy to us? No. Energy to the machines to work. Okay? Like coal is the source of making of electricity. And petroleum, you often know your father may have car, bike, scooty, or any kind of vehicle. Even in the road, you see all the buses, trucks, then cars, bike, scooties, everything run by what? They run by petrol. So they are used to run vehicles. Okay. This is how you know come to know about coal and petroleum. Even coal in the villages, they are used as fuel to make food. Okay, so from where do this coal and petroleum come? From the video itself, you have understood how these are being formed. Okay, so these things comes from where? These things comes from rocks. Okay, and mostly how sedimentation process occurs, this coal and petroleum is also formed in the same process. They are being buried, and with temperature, increase in temperature and pressure, all the animal belongings, all the animals have converted into petroleum. Animal origin. And coal is thousands and thousands of trees got buried, and with time they have converted into coal. So it is of plant origin. These are the very extra informations I am giving to you. Please note this down. So both are formed from itself, after being deposited and after years and years of temperature and pressure, they also are converted into what? They are converted into rocks. So they are also formed from rocks itself. Now let's read. Coal and petroleum are two important products obtained from where? Obtained from rocks present deep within the earth. Coal is usually found in layers. It is formed by dead plant material. I have just told you. Buried under high pressure over millions of years. Hence, it is known as fossil fuel. Where do you find fossil? You find fossil in sedimentary rock. Right? And the way fossils are being formed, coal is formed in the same way. That is why, and it is used for what? Fuel. What is fuel? Something that is burned to produce huge amount of energy. That energy is used to make electricity or to make food in villages. That is why it is known as fuel. And hence, coal is known as what? Coal is known as fossil fuel. Not only coal, both petroleum and coal are known as fossil fuels. Okay? Coal plus petroleum. Clear? Please note this point. It is very, very, very important. Okay? Now, next. Okay, coal is done. Coal and petroleum is done. Now next you have the Taj Mahal is considered as one of the wonders of modern world. Okay, it is made up of marble. I have told you it also had gemstones embedded as decoration. Which gemstone? That shines. Okay, talc, talcum powder. You have heard? That is made up of mineral talc and it is the softest mineral. Okay, a question will come, what is the softest mineral? The answer will be talc. Do not write talcum powder. Talc is the mineral from which talcum powder is made. Okay, it contains along with talc some other chemicals also. But talc is the mineral that is the softest mineral of the world. Okay. Okay, coal is extracted from the ground by coal mining. There was a movie, Rocky, South Indian movie, you have heard that. So it was on coal mining. There are other movies also, but right now I can remember this name only. And you all know this superstar name as Yash, who was in the movie Rocky, and it was full on coal mining. So it is one of the most important fuel and used for cooking, heating, producing electricity and running steam engines. Nowadays you don't see steam engine, but previously when electric engine was not being invented, so steam engine used to run on coal. Okay. So now it has been replaced because it causes lots and lots and lots of pollution. So to reduce that, nowadays steam engines are being replaced. But still now if you go to Darjeeling and all, you can see toy trains running in have steam engine which are still run by coal. Okay. Like coal, petroleum is also a fossil fuel. Just now I have told you. Formed when large quantities of dead organisms are buried under sedimentary rock and subjected to high pressure. Okay. So if the question comes, coal and petroleum, coal plus petroleum is found in which rock, the answer will be sedimentary rock. It is a natural yellow to black liquid found beneath the Earth's surface. It is commonly defined into various types of fuel such as petrol, diesel, kerosene, gasoline, and even LPG, which is used in your gas cylinder. So just think, if one day we are out of resources of this coal and petroleum, because it is also has some limit, just see what will happen to the world. So many things will not be available, not even the gas cylinder to cook food. So you should not waste these resources and try to save it for your next generation. Okay. See, this is a coal mining area shown in the film itself. So from this you can remember, in the Jharkhand, even in West Bengal, the Asansol area is the coal mining area from where coal is extracted. Okay. So this is a rock cycle. What is rock cycle? See, first a volcanic eruption is occurring. Okay. Then after that, with time, this is cooling down and forming igneous rock. These igneous rocks are breaking into sediments. And again, the sediments are getting deposited and forming sedimentary rock. And after this, sedimentary rock and both igneous rock undergoes change in their properties of chemical and physical nature and change into metamorphic rock. And again, by erosion or something, these are again being converted or getting mixed with magma or getting absorbed by the soil and forming magma again, which are again coming out through volcanic eruption. And this process takes millions and millions of years. Okay, this does not happen for in one day. This way, from igneous rock, from magma or lava to again formation of lava and formation of igneous to sedimentary, sedimentary to metamorphic and again to igneous, this is known as rock cycle. Okay, clear? So this is the end of your topic. I have cleared every concept. So watch the video, take down the notes, take down the important points I have added. It is very important for both your Olympiad and for your school perspective, and also in higher classes you will be learning these things in a bigger way. Okay. So till then, keep practicing, keep learning. We'll come again with another topic in the next lesson. Till then, keep shining.